This video is of a very nice patient, and he's a diabetic, and this was his first visit with me ever. And he's since been back multiple times. This is a somewhat older video. I don't think it's a repeat, but if it is, just consider it a flashback. So we talk a little bit about the fungus, we talk a little bit about the diabetes in his feet, and you get to watch some good nails being trimmed. So I hope that you enjoy the video.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I always, well, first of all, I was a teacher in my first career. But secondly, I think it's really important that you understand why you need to do the things that you need to do to take care of your feet as a diabetic. Because it's important. And, you know, a lot of what we call the morbidities or the problems that come with it start, you know, with something as benign as a blister or an ingrown toenail, and with diabetes you're not going to heal as well as you used to, for starters. So we want to, with diabetes, you know, not so much now because you will still feel problems, but down the road if you should start to get a little neuropathy, you know, it's just really important that you stay on top of any potential problems. Okay? All right. So, good? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you used to go get your blood sugar checked at Sam's Club?
Yeah, they quit a few years back.
Okay.
But they would have these Saturday clinics, like once a month, and they would check all kinds of stuff. Interesting.
And just as part of your Sam's Club membership?
I don't think you had to be a member even.
See, that's called health care and preventive care, as opposed to what we tend to do in this country, which is more sick care.
Right. Well, they check your cholesterol as well, and they could give you an answer immediately. They had like the latest of equipment.
Which, that's great.
Well, except it ended, you know.
Yeah. Like everything else good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This doctor that I've lost faith in.
Yes.
Gave me a prescription to something called fluconase.
Fluconazole.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess I kind of butchered that.
That's okay. For the fungal nails?
To get rid of the fungus.
Okay. How was it dosed?
I don't remember because I never started it.
Okay.
Should I start it?
Well, you know, it's up to you. If we can we'll get this nail thinned way out today. And if we can keep it thin and comfortable, do you have to treat it? No. Did that just hit you in the face?
No, no, we're not that way.
Okay. I should have a target on my wall sometimes, I think.
Will this stuff go? How do I get rid of it? I hate it.
Well, then that would be a reason to treat it. So with these, especially with this nail, because it's all the way back here now, and so the nail's basically being produced with the fungus in it. So nothing topical is going to make a difference. So the fluconazole is also a medication that I use, but we do it along with some blood work. Now, did I see you're on a statin drug for cholesterol?
I just finally agreed to take that.
Okay, so that's the one big thing. If someone is on a statin drug, those are metabolized in your liver, as is the fungal medication. So the double whammy can be kind of tough. But what we do is, starting out for the first several months, we just draw a liver function before you start. And then we draw it every month while you're on the medication. And the medication is a once-a-week pill that I do it that way until the whole nail grows out. So I think there's a good chance that we can make a difference, but we have to follow your liver functions closely, especially because you're on a statin drug. That's a good chunk right there. Now, do I see complications on a regular basis? No. People who are on statin drugs, if we notice that there's an elevation in their liver enzymes, we stop both meds for a couple weeks and then check again. And I've never had a single patient where it didn't go back to normal. And then we just stop the fungal medication. And get you back on your statin drug for cholesterol.
I kind of let myself go for a long time.
Okay.
I was busy taking care of my wife, and well, I took care of her at home for a little more than 8 years, and then I had her in a place because she couldn't walk safely, and I was there between 6.5 and 12 hours every day.
Wasn't she lucky to have you?
Well, when people have said that to me, and I always say that, no, you got that backwards.
Yeah.
And I really believe that.
Yeah.
So she was truly incredible.
I take it she's passed?
Yeah, a year and a half ago, I had my first heart doctor. I saw him the day after I buried her, and then they did an operation. Boy, it was really, really fast after that. 3 weeks, I think it was.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna thin all these out a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do and then we'll go over to the other foot.
Okay.
So helps to turn the machine on. This is what we in the profession refer to as gunk.
Well, you got way less blood than I get.
Yeah, well, up here, the skin is so close under the nail
Yep.
that when I took off a little piece of nail right there, it took off a little skin with it, but it'll be fine. We'll put a little antibiotic Band-Aid on it.
No, I get lots of blood. That's when I decided I got to find somebody to help.
Okay, good. Well, yeah. Okay, let's switch over to the other side.
Is the toenail fungus a bad thing? And if I come in here every 2.5 months, will it just go away?
It's not gonna go away without the medication.
Okay.
Good? Yeah, it isn't gonna go away without the medication, but, is it bad? No, it's not gonna go into your bloodstream, it's not gonna make you sick, it stays in the skin and the nails.
Okay.
Despite what the YouTube ad that I've been seeing all over the place about it killing you says.
Well, with the diabetes and other stuff going on with me, I don't know that I really want to do something that might do something to my liver.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, should you decide down the road you want to do, listen, I feel like it's safe enough as long as we're following your blood work. I've put my own mother on the antifungal medications. But if we can keep this thinned out and comfortable for you, then you don't have to do anything. It really, so for example, if the fungus made that left big toenail, or like this toenail here, just way too thick, and you kept getting open sores on the skin under the nail from the pressure, then I would say, yeah, you probably should do something. But if we see you every couple months, every 2 to 3 months, and we can keep these thinned out and comfortable, then no, you don't have to treat it. It's not like, you know, it's not like a bacterial infection that can cause you to go septic. It's different. So it's the same fungus that causes athlete's foot, and it affects the skin and the nails, and it just stays there. So we can revisit it later.
Okay.
You don't have to make a decision today.
Are you willing to see me every couple of months?
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great.
What, did you think you had to pass a test or apply, or?
You never know.
Okay. Let's get these good ones first. Yeah.
Kind of put the Dremel tool machine.
I used to use a Dremel. This has a vacuum in the handpiece
Yeah, I
though.
saw that. That's phenomenal. When my wife and I were first together, she wore artificial nails. And I would see her grinding with the heavy emery boards and that. I said, "But I got an idea that you might like." So
Brought out the Dremel.
I went and bought her own one. Oh, she thought that was great.
So we'll get you on the schedule, and each time you come in, we'll have you schedule your next appointment so that we know you got it in the books. And then, yeah, and then we'll just, the goal is preventive care.
I love that.
Yeah. But everything else looks good. Your skin looks good. I don't see any areas that I'm concerned about breaking into open sores or anything like that.
Sometimes I get something that looks really bad below the left big toe.
Okay.
And it almost looks like it was burned just behind the nail on the top.
Oh, up here?
Yeah, and it looks God, it looks awful.
Well, sometimes the fungus in the form of a yeast, which is part of the life cycle of the fungus, or bacteria, can get down under the cuticle and cause an infection back here. It does happen.
Okay.
But, all right, so it's not really bleeding, but let's just get a little antibiotic on it for a day.
So the second from the last toe on the left, that nail splits,
Yes.
and, you know, I always find that with my sock. It's really exciting.
Well, you know, so you're talking about right over here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so the nail is growing in like two separate pieces. And so when we file it, you just want to file it and make sure that you could always take an emery board.
Sure.
And just kind of file it like this to make them match and make them smooth. There's nothing sticking out now.
Okay, perfect.
And so again, we may be able to manage that just with routine care.
Okay, great.
There's also a procedure where we could take that little extra piece of nail off if we have to, but these are all things we can talk about once we see how you do with this. All right, so the two takeaways: not walking without shoes or some kind of sole, and getting into the habit of checking the bottoms of your feet and in between your toes visually every night.
Okay.
Okay, so, you know, kind of doing that now. Let me just see if I gotta get a little bit more out of this. Does this always look this color, or does it feel like it's kind of, I think this is what you were talking about with the other nail.
Okay, oh no, same deal. Huh.
Yeah, so here's what I recommend. I'm talking about this right here.
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit infected. Sorry?
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That was a very Canadian sorry. Are you Canadian?
No.
So what I'm going to recommend for this is that you soak it for 20 minutes in salt water.
How much salt?
Warm salt water, about that much.
Okay.
Like what you would gargle with.
Okay.
And do that for a week and then keep a little Neosporin or bacitracin over it.
Okay.
And if this hasn't improved in a week, I want you to call me and we'll put you on a short course of an oral antibiotic for it.
Okay. So apparently, the liver makes what, glucose that puts it into your blood?
That's your pancreas, or the pancreas, no, glucose we get from
What do we
eat.
get from the liver that
The
bumps
liver-
up our blood sugar?
As my physiology professor described it, is the toxic waste dump of the body. It's the New Jersey of the body, he would say.
Oh, God.
You want to hand me his socks? So the liver is what detoxifies our blood mostly, and it makes some products that we use for clotting. So the liver, interestingly, is the only organ in our body that regenerates.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So if the enzymes go up, it means that we're not getting the toxic waste out of the blood. It's not functioning well. And that's not a good thing.
Because what I mostly don't eat in the morning. I just haven't for years.
Okay.
And when I was doing the cardiac rehab,
Uh-huh.
I went in one time, I hadn't eaten anything. My blood sugar was 140. I did the stuff, it was 200. So the next week I ate something before, and it went down after the exercise.
Yeah, that's your diabetes.
Okay.
So it's
That's
not
kind
like,
of scary.
yeah, that's why you need to stay on top of it and keep that A1C down where it is. So thank you for letting us do the video,
Sure, of course.
and we'll see you back in 2.5 months.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.